live. Little Kobe done hurt himself. He is a very strong little guy, but he's also vulnerable, and he got a little bit tonight. So we attended to that. So look, I'll be brief. I won't be long-winded, or I'll try not to be. That last live, I'm still editing it right now. That was it was eventful. So if you guys didn't get to see it, don't worry about it. I will be posting it. But listen, so what I wanted to talk about was, I've been going to therapy, and therapy has just been wonderful for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I just started going consistently like a few months ago. So it's been very helpful. And, going through there, I talk about everything because that's what it's for. I get my aggression out. I get my thoughts out, the reason why I can't sleep, all of that good stuff. And a big part of my stressor is my relationship. And, how to communicate, and not being able to see my kids, and moving, and, still dealing with this army shit. A lot of this shit is stressful. You know what I'm saying? It just is. Now, maybe in my mind doesn't think like it is, but all of that stuff on top of each other is stressful, right? So, but for me, when my household, when my relationship is not good, then it kind of like really just fucks up everything else. So that's a big one. So, we go in there and talk. And, I go in there and complain that my relationship isn't good, and, why, and, all this stuff. And then, but at the end of the day, it always falls back on me. You know what I'm saying? And, some of the questions she asked me were really dope. She was like, because I said, the issue must be me. And she said, why? I said, well, because I'm the common denominator in all these relationships. I'm the one that chooses who I want to have kids with, or who I'm in a relationship with. And then she was like, so why do you feel like you choose these people? And she broke it down, and I was like, and that's why, hold up. And before I go any further, I always feel like, and I said this before, I felt like when I talk to you all and I'm honest, that you all would appreciate that. But I very seldom see that. I mean, a lot of y'all like, okay, but when I'm honest and I'm keeping it real, a lot of you have an issue with that. I said something last week, and I'll repeat it on here. But I said something last week on the live, and a lot of you took offense to that. And I mean, have your opinion. I got it. But you got to understand where I'm coming from. I am being honest. A lot of you are not honest. A lot of you will not say the things that I'm saying. And I'm like, at this time in my age, it just needs to be, that's the only way I can have it. You know what I'm saying? Just to be honest, be real. Even if it is a little hurtful. If that's what it is, then what it is. So I think I made a comment of why I chose to be with Kiara instead of Zykia. And the answer was because Kiara was prettier. And a lot of you had a fucking fit. Oh my God, I can't believe you said that. So shallow. Do I like pretty women? I mean, yeah. I don't know if you guys that choose, because most of you women, you telling me that you ladies chose your mate not on looks. Maybe you chose them on how they can provide for you. I'm not gonna go with this guy because he's not financially stable. He won't be able to provide for me and my family. So I mean, does that mean you're a whore? All right. So I mean, guys and women choose who they're with differently. Most of the time, and it's not everybody, but most of the time, a man chooses a female based on what she looks like. Is her ass fat? Is she pretty? Is she, you're gonna make pretty children. Also, sex is very important to us. And I don't know, females, you should know this shit, but still, you guys don't give us what we need. Anyway, but so, and then we're sexual. So we're looking at what she can do, what she looks like, what her mouth gonna do, what her sex like. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff is what we look like. We very seldom look at a woman and like, damn, man, she make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, she got a nice car. I mean, we don't give a shit. You know what I mean? She can be, usually, if a female's in a broke down Honda Accord, we looking like, damn, if I can get with her, I can buy her a new car. You know, we look at it from a financial side as well. You know, what can we do? Provide. That's why I don't say we, but I'm saying men, flash our money, you know, golds and nice dress, because that's what attracts a woman. Obviously, ladies, not all. Now, I'm not saying all, but the majority. When we look nice, smell good, nice car, it attracts females. Females is like, okay, he look good, he taking care of himself. He can do that for me as well. So that's just what it is. It isn't about being shallow or hungry, you know what I mean? Money hungry. I mean, you like what you like. You're attracted to what you're attracted to. What I also said is very, and also I noticed too that you guys only hear like certain shit, and that really just drives me berserk. Yes, I said I chose Kiara because she was prettier. I also said that it didn't do me any good. You know, the outcome wasn't any better because she was attractive. You know what I mean? It didn't do me any good. Most of the times, those pretty, I'm not saying her, but a lot of the times, those pretty women, they don't want to do shit. They feel like just because they're pretty, that's enough. And we all know that's not enough. Your prettiness isn't gonna help financially. It isn't gonna help you be a better mother or a better girlfriend or a better wife. So that's also what I said too. But I mean, that shit fell on deaf ears after I said what I said about why I chose what I chose. When I reflect on my life, a lot of times I was like, this is what I want. So I go out and I venture out trying to look for what I think that I want in a woman. But what happens is, and I'm grateful that I got everything that I wanted. I wanted a white girl. I got a white girl. I got a Hispanic girl. You know what I'm saying? Got a German girl. You know, all those things that I thought I wanted or thought I needed, I got them, but I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't fulfilled. You know what I mean? So slowly but surely, for the slow people, and I mean me, looks aren't everything. You know, there's men, you shouldn't go for looks. But as I've seen, I'm still scrolling on TikTok, ass and titties are attracted to us. It's gonna stop us from scrolling. And if anything, I ask God to take that lust away. You know, take that shit away. It's very hard to try to pick a mate or, you know, see straight when you got all this ass and titties everywhere. But anyway, yeah, but that's what I found out that, you know, and then when I'm trying to find things and I finally did them, that's why I made that comment, like, we want what we can't have. But have you ever wanted something? Have you ever been yearning for something? I don't know, food or whatever, and then you get it, and then what you expected it to taste like or what you expected that experience to be like it didn't live up to what you felt like. You know what I mean? So like, damn, I've been wanting fish tacos and you've been just craving for them all fucking week. And then you get something, you're like, ugh, damn, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't what you expected it to be. And that's those expectations. But also, what is said to me is that I want these things, or I think I want these things, and then I get them. What that said to me was like, well, damn, Des, you don't know what the fuck you want. You don't know what you want. And that's a whole nother mental breakdown or journey right there in itself. What do you want? So another question that came up in therapy was, what does a good relationship look like to you? And I was like, you know, it just made me think, you know, what is a good relationship? I know for me, communication is super important. But with that being said, I am not the best communicator. It needs to be said. That's the most honest shit. Most of you can tell that I'm a little aggressive and have an attitude and stuff like that. For most females and most people, that's not very easy to communicate with. You know what I'm saying? That's just real talk. So I'm working on things, and I've said several times, several times that I'm working on myself. You know, I'm working on myself for me. I'm working on myself for my relationships. I'm working on myself for my children. So that's what it is. Self-reflection, like I've said before, is super important. So instead of pointing the finger at her or my exes or the world, I always look at myself to see, Des, why are these relationships not working? Why are we having these same issues with different women when I am the common denominator? So I said I have to break it down for me. That's why I said I'll take it. All the bullshit comments, you guys want to call me names and stuff like that, great. It is what it is. This is self-reflection for me. So I can be a better person. So I won't, keep making the same mistakes. I really beat myself up a lot when I keep making the same mistakes. Yes, we all are human and we're gonna make mistakes, but I feel like if you're making the same constant mistake with every other female, then guess what? I'm not learning. And I want to be able to be better. And if I'm making the same mistake with it, I'm not being better. You know what I'm saying? I'm not learning at all. And that's kind of like where I am right now. For those of you that have been in a relationship before and it didn't go well, you learn from that relationship and you take it to the next one. Now, you can say you don't if you want to, which is a fucking lie. If you got cheated on in your last relationship, if the communication wasn't good in the last relationship, if the sex, you weren't getting enough sex in the last relationship, if the person that you was with was messy, or, all those things that happen when we trying to date somebody, you take that with you mentally. Okay. Well, my last relationship didn't go so well because we didn't communicate. So I'm definitely going to make sure in this next relationship that my partner and I, communication is big. That's what I'm saying. And, take all that shit with you. That's what it is. That's what it is. And I think some of you was like, well, you're taking out, your frustration or your last relationship on Zakia. I wouldn't say that. I say that I learned some things from that last relationship and I'm trying to apply them now. It's certain things that I'm just not going to tolerate. And I spoke about that last time, but that's everybody. Everybody has something that they just aren't going to tolerate. And I believe that's fine. That's called boundaries. That's very healthy. Hey, I'm not tolerating this shit. I don't care who you are. I found that funny when I speak on certain things that I'm a narcissist. I'm a narcissist because I like certain things, or I'm not gonna tolerate certain things that I'm a narcissist. And I really want you ladies to really go and fucking look up the goddamn word and understand what it is before you start fucking calling people narcissists. Everybody's like that. Everybody has characteristics. Everybody has certain things that they like or dislike. That's okay. That's people. That's just how it is, because we have different backgrounds, different beliefs, and we just raised differently. So when we're looking for a mate, first of all, which is very funny, and I know a lot of you said this, when we're looking for a mate, first thing we need to do is be happy with ourselves. We're looking for love outside from other people, but first of all, we have to be happy with ourselves. I know a lot of you was like, Des, you're broken, you got issues, and you need to fix that. You're very fucking right. Everybody got something. Everybody has something. And I mean, the best we can do is be working on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Some people are like, nothing's wrong with me, I'm fine, and that's bullshit. Everybody has something, you know what I mean? But I am very honest with myself. I'm very self-aware. I know exactly who I am, attitude, sarcasm, insomnia, depression, anxiety. I know me very well. I turn 40 tomorrow. I am very knowledgeable about who I am and about where I want to go. And a lot of the times I have to take a breath, because I am passionate about who I am and who I tend to deal with. Because to me, and I know you all feel the same way probably, it's a reflection. Your boyfriend or your husband or your girlfriend, that's a reflection of you, of who you pick. If they out here, running the streets and or on social media half naked, that looks some type of way on you. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make better choices. And at the end of the day, when I say that I want to make better choices, smarter choices, it all begins with me. All right. Very many of you thought that I rushed, and like I said, it's your opinion. But what is rushing? You know what I'm saying? To be honest, if we want to break this shit down, I rushed on a lot of things. As soon as my ex-wife left the house, I was already getting pussy. All right, I was already. I know you guys heard the term before, like the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody, and I was already having sex with women. But before you start shunning me, ooh, he a piece of shit. Like I've already told you before, one of the biggest reasons that was in the marriage was I wasn't getting the sex. You weren't getting a lot of sex in the marriage. So obviously, boom, I'm free now. That's what I did. I got a lot of sex. But I mean, I was still having an empty void. You know what I mean? I still was missing my family. I still wanted to work on the marriage. But at the end of the day, I just could not find, in my mind, to work hard for a marriage that I wasn't happy in. Didn't make sense to me. So I'm going to do all these things for you. I'm going to shout out the window. I'm going to jump up and down and say yes, yes, massa, and then be in a relationship where my needs are not met. It didn't make sense to me. And, you know, it just didn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Yes, I have children, and I love my children dearly. And I've said from the get-go that I was moving from Texas to Virginia because that's where my kids are. Mind you, if I would have known that this divorce was going to happen, I would have just moved to Virginia and I would have retired there. But I could not have known that it was going to end up like this. Let me tell you something about going with your gut, and as women say, women's intuition. Man, follow that shit. 9 times out of 10, when you were thinking something is wrong or it's not right, 9 times out of 10, it's not. It's not right. You are correct. It's something's going on. And what I did is I ignored a lot of red flags. I ignored a lot of things. And because, you know, when you love somebody and you're with somebody and you're invested, you hope that things will get better in the long run. If you were in a relationship and your person, I won't say man, I'll say your person is not doing right, you want to give them time to adjust to what you want. And a lot of the time it doesn't happen like that. You know, and then you look up and you don't wasted 5-10 years waiting on this person to be how you want them to be, if I should say it like that. But I will say this. I mean, do what makes you happy. I would say a lot of the times we know what we need to do and we know how we want to feel in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like we know that. We know when somebody is in love with us. You know it. You know it by how they talk to you. You know it by how they touch you. You know it just by how they fucking look at you. You know what I'm saying? This person's into me. Versus somebody that's not. That shit is really painful. It's cold. You walking on eggshells. You start doubting yourself. That's probably the worst thing. Like what am I doing? Am I not doing enough? Am I not enough? Is this person the right person for me? Am I not the right person? You know what I'm saying? For this guy, you know what I mean? It's really stressful. And as I said, and it's even more stressful and more debatable when you have children because you want to make that shit work for your family. Now it's a family now. Now it isn't just me. You know how many women I done been through? I don't even remember their faces. They don't matter because once it's over, it's over. You know what I'm saying? But when you have kids, there's always that attachment. Now, I already have I already have 4 kids, and I'm not with, I already have 3 kids, and I'm not with any of the moms, right? That'd be Decory, that'd be Jericho and Khalil, all right? Um, it would be nice. It would be very nice to be able to raise Kobe with both parents. That would be great. Kobe loves the shit out of both of us. Kobe deserves to have 2 loving parents, and we want to make that happen. Is it easy? No. Is it going to happen? I hope so. Well, only time will tell. A lot of times, there are underlying issues or motives in a relationship that people don't talk about. Like I said earlier, why are you with the person that you're with? It may be financial. You could be with your man or your woman because they provide for you. That's a motive to me. Because once they stop providing, are you still gonna love them the same? You could be with somebody for sexual preferences. What happens when the sex stops? Are you still gonna love them the same? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I heard this before, and I'm gonna repeat it. It's getting hot in here. Chris Rock said it. He said only dogs or animals and children are loved unconditionally. Right? When a female loves a man, it's what he can provide. We're providers. That's what we're looked at as providers. This is why a lot of women look for a man to provide for them and take care of them. Because I'm not saying all, that's how women look at men. What can they do for me? Can they get me a house? Can they give me a car? Pay my bills. Can you pay my bills? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Now, what happens is, and it's not all. Y'all always say, "Oh, it's not me." I don't mean all. I just mean majority. This is our society. A lot of times, a woman gets with a man that can provide for him or for her, but then they're missing things. He isn't giving her the emotions that she needs. Females are emotional. He's missing things. So you got one aspect, yes, you are provided for, may be protected for, but what about the other thing? This is kind of how it is with a man. We're looking at booty. We're looking at titties. We're looking at how pretty she is. But then we get with her, and then she isn't a good woman. She isn't a good mother. She doesn't clean the house. She doesn't cook. And so we have issues, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? What we thought we wanted or we thought we needed, and then turns out that it isn't, and it causes conflict. So what was told to me was very, very smart. And I see your comments, but I don't want to read it right now. I'm flowing. Oh man. So it's very important when you first get with somebody to tell them your expectations. Now, that's a lot. And once again, you have to be honest with yourself in order to be honest with other people. What are you expecting out of this relationship from me? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to say that. And then you got to be man enough, woman enough to say that. And then the person has to be honest, because they can lie. What are you expecting from me in this relationship? I'm expecting you to provide for me. I'm expecting you to protect me. I'm expecting you to, to also be a father to my other children, or whatever it may be. I'm expecting sex twice a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm expecting you to go to family functions. You know what I mean? Like, that's a really, really big question that I don't think a lot of people ask. You know what I'm saying? Then here goes some other shit right here. Do you have any mental health issues? That's a good question. When I'm dating somebody, when I'm starting off, I am very vocal and verbal about who I am. My kids come up immediately. I I I don't know. But I'm very honest about who I am to somebody versus somebody that gets with you and when you start dating somebody, like the first 6 months or whatever, they on some other shit. They real nice to you. They gonna treat you a certain way, flowers and all this cute shit. But what you find is that's not really them. That ain't really them. Cause then 6 months, 9 months, a year go by, and you like, you don't do that shit anymore. And ladies the same way. You know what I'm saying? They'll do nasty shit to you, and do be sweet to you. I'll get you a sandwich and take care of you, and then you get in a relationship and it kind of like fades off. Start fading off. And you like, well, damn, you don't do the thing that you used to do to get me. So, it's kind of hard to keep me. And it go both ways, but like we got to ask why we choose the people that we choose. What does a happy relationship look like? Is communication important? How you treat me important? How you talk to me? Touching and I read a book a while ago, and I think I should read it again. It's like the 5 love languages or something like that. Really informative because, like, prime example, and women, or I won't say women, some people associate love with buying them things. You love me if you buy me things. When I go on a trip and I come back and I give you gifts, you love me. You know what I'm saying? But everybody ain't like that. I ain't like that. That's why I work. So my birthday's coming up, right? And I received some things, but I'm like, that's not love to me. That's not what I think love is. Anybody can buy you some shit. That don't mean they love you. That's me. And I have a job. I buy my own shit. I'm always on Amazon buying some stuff. To me, love is giving me some sex. Sex me. That's love to me. You know what I'm saying? I can buy my own 2K. You know what I mean? I can buy my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Cater to me. I'm usually cooking most of the time. Cook for me. You know what I'm saying? Cook breakfast for me. Bro, you know what I'm saying? Cater to me. That's love to me. I don't need you buying stuff. I need you to do what I'm asking you to do. But that's me. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is different on like what they feel like love is and what they feel like a good relationship is. Looking outside sometimes is like the worst thing you can do because you also got to think those people are different backgrounds, different morals, different characteristics. I think looking inside or you two is the best thing. And also definitely start with yourself. What does love look like to me? What is that to me? You know what I'm saying? I think that's the most important. And this is what I said. When you're in a bad relationship or you're not happy, you know why. I don't like the way I'm being spoken to. The way I'm being treated isn't right. You know what I'm saying? You can do all those tasks and, list and break them down on why you're not happy. And then, you can pretty much go from there. You know what I mean? You can pretty much go from there. Then can we fix it? Can we fix it? But I will say this, though. Honesty is very important. Honesty is super important for you, and it's important for the person that you're trying to date. Some things, I think people wait until they get comfortable with somebody. I mean, I would say, and then remember I said, it takes about 6 to 9 months for a person to really show you who they are. Shit, by that time, you already invested. So that means you've been hiding things all this time that you should have told me fucking 9 months ago. You know what I mean? So I prefer to just come right out, and the first time we were dating, the first weeks or whatever, don't fucking wait 3-4 weeks to tell somebody you got 5 kids or that you're in debt, that you have $60,000 in debt. I think in our mind, if we're honest with people, they're gonna run. If you're honest with people and you're trying to date them, they are going to run. Let me tell you something. If you're honest with somebody and you're truthfully, brutally honest about who you are and what you're about, and they run, let them motherfuckers run. That means they ain't for you. What we try to do, is be somebody that person wants us to be so we can be together. It sounds good. We're going to try to be who they want us to be. But that's not us. This is why people, I won't say pretend, but this is why people change in that from then 6 to 9 months when you're first dating into who they really are after about 9 months to a year. Because it's fucking hard. It's hard as hell to fake like that. Try to be something you're not. The real always comes out. And it's a waste of time for you, and it's a waste of time for the other person. Now, like I said, and I think the last live I did, not the last one, but the one before that, about Bruce Jenner, about he spent his whole life as a man, but deep inside his heart, he thought he was a woman. He felt like he was a woman. He never told his wife this. He never told anybody this. That's a lie. That is a lie. And if he would have told, I think her name is Caitlyn, or who the fuck her name, whoever his wife was, his ex-wife, if he would have told her that, he wouldn't have married her, or she wouldn't have married him, or they wouldn't have kids, they wouldn't have had a life. You got to get with somebody that's going to accept you for who you are. Period. Yeah, a lot of people are going to run. A lot of people are going to say, you know what, this isn't for me. That's okay. I know it hurts. Rejection sucks. Rejection sucks. It really does. But I feel like to have a better type of relationship, a long-lasting relationship, a real relationship where you can be you. You might be goofy. You might be silly as hell. You might like murder porn or... Oh yeah, it's not called. What is it called? Murder. Whatever that shit called. But like, you might like science fairs and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta find somebody that likes what you like. You like your house clean. You gotta find somebody it's important for them to have their house clean. You know what I mean? You like to go on trips and shit like that. You gotta get somebody like to travel. You're a hard worker. You're very ambitious. You got to get with somebody that's a hard worker and ambitious like you. What we do is, and men and women, I'm not very ambitious. I'm not a hard worker, but I like you. I like you. So I'm going to say all the right things. I'm going to do the things that you like to do, but that's not really me. That shit is fake. Because at the end of the day, it comes out. And then what do you have? You have a relationship that you're not happy in. And then you got to start all over again. That's why I said it's worse if you have kids. Could you imagine me sitting at the table and I'm dating you, and it's our first, and I'm like, and I ask, so like, what are your sexual preferences? Because sex is important to me. She's like, I don't know. I don't really like sex like that. That's a red flag. I don't care how fine she is. She can be fine as shit. She can be fine. But if you sexual, you like your booty licked, that's a problem. It ain't gonna happen. You'll get with that person. You'll be happy for a little bit. But you know what? You're not gonna be getting that sex that you need. You a sexual person, and you ain't getting it. You're gonna start being resentful. You can start looking out at other people because you're not getting what you need in the house. Ladies, if you're emotional, you like your foot rub, your feet rub, you like to cuddle up on your dude and shit like that, this stuff has to be spoken of in the beginning. Now, some of you probably be like, well, that's common sense. No, it ain't. It really isn't. Oh, yeah, something else. You cannot go in a relationship thinking that that other person thinks like you do. I have a certain way of thinking. The person that I'm with has a certain way of thinking. And so what I told my therapist, I was like, the thing is though, you don't really know somebody until you know them, until it's too late. You know what I mean? Like when you get married to somebody, you probably thinking like that's your family. You know what I mean? Like you have a certain way of thinking about what marriage is. But that other person also has a thought process about what marriage is, about children and how you raising them. And you know, it's a lot that goes into it. And this is kind of why we're fucked up. Not, you know, me, but I just mean like us as a society. I've seen arguments about baptism. You know, I want my son or daughter to be baptized, and the other person like, I don't want them to be. You know what I mean? It's an argument. It's a grudge. I see people they went to court for this shit. I don't want my child to be baptized, but she does. You know what I mean? But that's something that you should have spoken about beforehand. But we don't do that. You know what I mean? So it's touching. I try my best, like I said, to be vocal and open. I'm not the best at it. I'm working on it. But at the end of the day, like I felt like I was pretty open. I've been the same person that I've been for the last 6-7 years. Yeah, I'm working on myself, but at the end of the day, I'm still me. I am still me. And I feel like everybody has had an option whether they want to deal with me or not. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, I won't blame anybody else. I'll say for me. I know for me, I was 30 years old. I had a good job. I only had one child. I'm working. I had my own place, own money, own car. And I decided to choose somebody that didn't have any of those things. You know what I mean? Not a lot of experience. Still staying home with their mom. Still very dependent on their family. So, and it's not shade. Everybody swear when you speak in facts or your opinion is fucking shade. That's facts. That's where I got her from. So once again, it goes back to my choices. That's what I chose. And I mean, I take that with me. Now the woman that I'm with, I mean, she had an apartment when I met her. She had a car when I met her. She's going to school when I met her. You know what I mean? So, you know, you look at different things. But when you get with somebody else, it's a whole nother set of things that you got to look for now. You know what I mean? That you didn't even think to ask about. So it's a struggle. It is a struggle. But I am going to do everything in my power to see if we can work. I want us to work. I love Zakia. I think she's awesome. We have a lot in common. We're both ambitious. We're both silly, and we both like the same things. But on a couple of issues we have that we don't see eye to eye on. And I very much want to raise Kobe together. I really do. That's my big thing. But I want to be honest. I want her to be honest. If I'm not enough for her, if she doesn't feel that I'm going to treat her right the way she wants to be treated, well then I feel like, you know, that's something that needs to be spoken about. Because at the end of the day, if we want the long run and you want certain things to be done and you want to be catered to, or you want to be treated like a queen, and I'm not able to do that, with that's a conversation. That's just real shit, you know what I mean? That's just being honest. Let's be honest now to save us 10 years of pain. Does that make sense? Let's be honest now. Let's just call it what it is. if you don't think we're gonna make it, if you don't think I'm good enough for you, if you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's call it what it is. We can still be friends. I'm still gonna be a father to my son, but let's not waste each other's time. You know what I mean? Like, let's not do that. I don't want to get all the way to Virginia, and you know we're there 6 months or 9 months or a year, and then you say you don't want to do this anymore. You're not happy. You're always alone. I'm like, well, we already talked about this. You knew what it was going to be like. It's a work in progress. Like I said, we both have to be honest. And that includes myself. I'm not always voicefully honest because my shit be hurting, I guess. My shit be hurting. But I'd rather be hurt now. I'd rather be hurt, have hurt feelings for you being honest with me than to, you know, find out later that, you know, you weren't happy or you weren't in love with me or, you know, all these other things that you could have said when we had an opportunity. So I'm with it. I'm hot now. It's this freaking hoodie. I'm glad fall is here. It's getting a lot cooler here in Texas. Woo, so I'm excited about that. We got a lot of stuff coming up this month. I'll be going to Virginia. Corey got a football game that I'm going to. I already purchased a ticket. I'll be going to that. I got surgery. The divorce will be final this month. Thank goodness. And speaking on that, I know a lot of you aren't on right now, but you'll watch it tomorrow. A lot of the things we're saying that the relationship isn't working because I'm still married on paper. I've never outright asked Zykia if that bothers her. But from what I gather in our relationship and our issues, it has nothing to do with me still being married on paper. Anytime I have a meeting with my lawyer or anything like that, I'm on speakerphone. I let her know and see the paperwork that I filed and all that type of shit. Like, let her know, like, there's no freaking way in hell that I'm trying to fix this marriage or going back or anything like that. I mean, like, hell no. I'm going to Virginia for my children. I've said I can't stress that enough. But on one time, I did ask her. I went to Virginia. I don't know if it was when they played soccer for the birthday, when I went to Jericho's birthday party. But one of the times that I did go to Virginia and I didn't take Zykia, some comments was like, are you worried about Des having sex with my ex-wife? And I was like, I asked her, and the answer was really, I don't want to say troublesome, because if somebody's telling me how they really feel, I mean, you can't be mad at that, you know what I mean? Well, you can, but honestly, like, you really can't be mad at somebody being honest, you know what I mean? And she was like, she thought about it, you know what I mean? Not super worried, but she thought about it. And I'm like, Z, if I wanted to be with her, then I would be trying to work shit out with her. You know what I mean? So I was just, and then I was like, so if you think that I would have sex with her or try to get back with her, then what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, so what are we doing then? So this is fate. You know what I mean? If you think that I'm trying to get back at my ex, you know what I mean? We already ran our course. It took a lot for me to get a divorce, to say that I've had enough, that I'm tired of this shit. And I went down to the courthouse and I filed for divorce. And mind you, for those ignorant ass people, that I sent her divorce papers 3 fucking times. 3 times. And she has failed to sign them. So this he's still married and this and that. It was a struggle. A lot of stuff could have been done real easily. Same way child support was easy. Same way visitation was easy. You know what I mean? Like, I meant to say this shit too, like, because I always get on live and I'm just talking, nothing scripted, so I always forget some things. And so I find it very freaking funny how a woman, okay, I don't want to say a woman. Yeah, fuck it, I'm going to say a woman. I find it very funny how a woman will fight in court for half of a man's earnings, his house, the car, the check, all of that shit. I told you we are nothing but finance. We're providers. So when we leave the marriage or she leave the marriage, I want half of his shit, whether she worked or not. But I never see a 50-50 a fight for the man to have his kids. And then you want to talk about him. He's a deadbeat. He's not seeing his kids. He's not providing. Most of the time, the female makes it very motherfucking difficult for the man to be with the kids. You know who has a fight for that? We do. That's what we got to go to court for. That's what we got to fight for. Our 50-50 with our kids. I hate the way the court system works. I hate society. I hate that when you get with a fucking female and it doesn't work out, she attacks your money and she attacks you with your fucking children. Most of the time, the children go with the mom, and like, and this is what I heard. I said your comments. I read them all. Jericho's feeling bad because his mama's feeling bad. Because because I brought that on her. I said, what? This is what I do. You talk all this shit about me. And I understand, not really, but I got it. A lot of you females feel like it's a way to attack a black man or attack a man or whatever. I provided a house. I provided a vehicle. I provided some security and a safe space for our children to live. That wasn't enough. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't enough. In my mind, yeah, I'm still talking about it. It's my motherfucking right. In my mind, I feel like it wasn't bad enough to where it couldn't have been fixed. But I told y'all before, if you leave me, you know, that's it. And that was the second time I was like, oh, hell no. Yeah, if you're in a bad relationship and y'all fighting and shit like that, and it's dangerous for you to stay there or it's dangerous for the kids, oh, I ain't talking about that. Definitely leave. You know what I mean? I got it. But it's very hard to fix a marriage or a relationship when the other person leaves. I know what you're going to say. Des, but you didn't stop her. Why you got to stop somebody from leaving? If they done made it up in their damn mind and they don't want to be there, and mind you, they not making you happy, why would you try to fight for that marriage? But it goes back to me about who you choose to be with, who you choose to have your children with. That is the biggest decision in fucking life. Do you know how many times I keep hearing, I can still get emails about, you know, now I do get some good emails. You guys have been married 22 years and, you know, y'all good. But I get a lot of fucked up ones too. Like, you guys are not happy in your relationship. And y'all been together 10, 12 years. But you're not happy. You ain't happy with your spouse about what she's doing, about what he's doing, about, you know, whatever. It just isn't going for you. You're in it and you're going through the motion, but you're not happy. I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to do that. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. And what I've also noticed that a lot of people are being single. A lot of people, after they're divorced, they try dating and they were like, you know what, this ain't for me. I'm going to just stay with myself. And that's okay too. That's okay too. It's about being real with yourself. What do you want to deal with? What don't you want to fucking deal with? You've been in a relationship or a marriage 10, 12 years. You're like, you know what? I would say I'm going to be with myself for a few years. You know what I'm saying? That's just being real. That's not being mean. That's just being real. It's that, you know what? Mental health is very important. You saying that I'm not going to deal with this any longer is mental health. That's just smart. I'm not dealing with this anymore. You know what? I think it's better that I be with myself. That's real shit. I think it's time for us to be real. Because, you know, being fake, that shit hurts. It hurts our kids. It hurts us mentally. It hurts our family. It hurts all that shit. Let's keep it real. I love the person that I'm with. We have some kinks that we got to iron out if we want to make it and do the long run. The divorce will be final this month. It took fucking almost 2 years. I do not want to jump in another marriage and have to go through the same shit again. I'm just not going to do it. So if you feel like you don't want to wait for me and you want to get married in 2 years and I'm not ready, that's saying something. Well, you know what? One, you're not respecting my feelings. You're not understanding me at all. Two, I do not like what's some things called an ultimatum. I don't like them shits. I don't like those at all. You know what I've been through. You know, I've been married. We're still getting to know each other. We're still working out our shit. For you to say that if you don't marry me in 2 years, I'm gone. That type of mentality, that type of talking, that verbiage, it's a turnoff for me. It's a red flag. Foul to play. Now, what I would want to hear, which is kind of like, let's see where we are in a year. And if we're in a good space in a year, let's talk about marriage. Okay, that sounds good to me. And then in 2 years, let's talk about it again. And when we are both ready to get married, then we will. But that ultimatum shit, I don't like that. I don't like that. So, and you know, got it. You don't want to be in a relationship, or you don't want to be shacking up. I'm like, look, you know, I was married when we got together. We already have a kid together. We're already living together. So, I mean, the next step is marriage. But I don't want to rush anything. I'm not rushing anything. I've already rushed enough. And look where that's gotten me. I don't want to rush anymore. You should understand that, and you should respect that. Oh, girl, you should run. Oh, he ain't going to marry you. You ignorant ass by yourself, big head motherfuckers that be talking like that really upset me. Really. Truly just get on my fucking nerves. Nobody should be trying to rush you into anything. Nobody should try to force you into anything. Nobody should try to make ultimatums about anything. It should be mutual. See, we talking about marriage. We talking about love. This is a business. If you don't feel like your business partner is working up to your expectations, why in the fuck would you goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So, I hear y'all, but at the same time, I think that's really ignorant. Like I said, I want the long run. I want the long run. I need us to be on the same page. And I don't want, no, you know what? I don't want to be on the same page for 1 or 2 years. I want to be on the same page for the rest of our life, if that's what we're trying to do. I don't want to, you know, and the same thing, people act a certain way for 1 or 2 years so you can get married. And then they show their ass. I'm not with it. Des is the same way. smart ass, talk a lot of shit, but I've been consistent. I'm not gonna switch on you. This same person that you see right now is the same person that you saw 2 years ago before we had a kid. So, yeah, I'm not with it. I feel like if we're gonna have the rest of our life together, then waiting 2 or 3 years to see, you know what I mean? I feel like that just makes sense. I feel like it's very stupid just to rush into a marriage just because y'all been together 5, 6 years. But as I said, it goes back to who you're dealing with. And it goes back to being verbal and communication about what you expect. You know what I mean? So that's it for me, y'all. I was supposed to be shorter, but you know, what I wanted to start doing was record the sessions that we have in therapy, but I'm not sure if that's illegal or not or whatever. But I mean, shit is mine. I'm the patient. But but the questions are really good, though. The questions are really, really good. Why do you do what you do? Why do you choose your mate? How do you choose your mate? What does happiness look like for you? What does a good relationship look like? What does a good marriage look like? And what are your expectations? Do you expect your woman to cater to you and do everything for you and do all the washing and do all the cleaning? And you know, it's a lot. I don't want to be one of those couples that hate the way my wife chews. I hate the way she talks. I hate her fucking laugh. I hate that shit. So I'm like, why y'all married? Why y'all married if you hate everything about the person? You know what I mean? Can't wait till they die. Be trying to poison their fucking food and shit. Who wants to live like that? Just leave. Just leave. I'd rather have you leave if you're not happy than try to like kill me and hiring a hitman and all that shit. That's too much. That's too much, man. I'm good. Like I said, life too damn short. I am big on it's more efficient to see, or you know, it might just be better for me to be myself. And when I want some sex, I call somebody up, a friend up, and you know, we do what I do and go on about my life and just focus on my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I want us to work. I can't say that shit enough. Like I said, 80% of us, I feel like, is very good. I feel like she is the most compatible woman that I've been with in a while, or ever in a while. We are very compatible. We have fun. We play with each other. Sex is good when I have it. Sex is really good when I have it. That's why I be mad when I don't get none. I'm like, our sex is good. I need some more of that. I need it to be consistent. You want me to be consistent? I need my butt played with. I'm just like, I'm just playing. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Check this out, and I'm sure you heard this shit before. What you won't do, shut up, B. What you won't do in a relationship, somebody else will. So, you know, there's certain things that your partner may like. Could be tying up, or it could be whatever it may be. I will say to be open. Be open to things, you know what I'm saying? It won't hurt you to try something at one time, you know what I mean? But like I said, you both got to be open to the shit, you know what I mean? Like, that's also a discussion. It's a discussion. And if you didn't know, a guy's G-spot and it is in his butt. I'm just saying, I'm not saying I'm doing anything. I'm just saying, y'all want us to know where y'all G-spot is. You should know where our G-spot is. And I don't know why he put it. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just telling y'all. I'm just saying it's what it is. I'm keeping facts. So I like my butt played with. I mean, I don't mean I'm gay. I've said too much. Anyway, I'm out, y'all. This was a good talk. The last session, like I said, I'll still put it up. It was controversial. And I also feel like if Zykia and I cannot have a heated debate or a discussion, I mean, and then be able to talk later, you know what I mean? Like, that's a problem. So we got a little heated in our last live, you know what I mean? She didn't like what I was saying or how I was saying it, wanting to get loud and shit. I'm like, oh, you get so loud for it. But we were able to, right after that, we got into bed and it was good, you know what I mean? So there are going to be discussions, and you're not always going to be on the same page, but as long as you can talk about it, I mean, I feel like that's what it is. So Desmond, I don't like certain things that you say or do, and okay, well, my bad, I'll work on it. Well, Zykia, I don't like certain things that you do or don't do, you know what I mean? That's just grown shit. So we will get to that shit next time. It'll be really funny if me and Zykia talk about that, because she likes certain things sexual. I ain't gonna put her business out. I'll put my business out. I don't care. I like what I like. It is what it is. I'm not fighting any fucking more. I'm not lying. I'm not hiding anything. I'm me, baby. I like my butt licked. Holla at you. I'm just playing. Bye, y'all. Hey, thank you for commenting. I appreciate it. I always thankful for you guys to be here. More videos on the way. I think I'm just gonna start doing weekly videos, because at this time right now, I don't have enough time to be trying to be on the computer every fucking night, and all this stuff too. I got 66 more days in the military, and maybe lesser than that. I'm ready to get the fuck out and start driving trucks, and I gotta move all this stuff to Virginia. And we do have couples counseling or couples therapy on Wednesday, so wish us luck. I think it'll go fine. It'll be a good space for us to go in there and talk about our feelings and expectations and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So if it's gonna help us get to that next level where we need to be at, well, then I'm all for it, you know what I mean? So, and then like I just told you as well, it's about being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that I'll be able to treat you the way that you expect to be treated, you know what I mean, now and in the long run? You know what I mean? That's just real shit, you know what I mean? The things that I'm annoyed with or I have concerns with, do I feel like they're going to be fixed in the long, you know what I'm saying? So that's very important. It's super important, because it could be small things, but small things turn into big things, you know what I mean? And I really just don't want that. I rather just bite the bullet, speak on what I'm having issues with, and hopefully they'll get fixed, or or they won't. So that's what it is. Everybody needs to be happy. It isn't about happy wife, happy life. It's about both people, because both people aren't in a fucking relationship. I hate the phrase happy wife, happy life. I've seen many of people break their fucking backs trying to please a woman, and the woman isn't pleasing the man. It makes no sense. For me, everybody's different. For me, to me, that don't fly with me. If I'm doing A, B, and C for you, then I expect A, B, and C for me. And like I said, everybody needs their love differently. I don't need you to buy me shit. I got a job. I need my love different. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to be spoken about. You know what I mean? How do you want to be loved? What does love look like to you? Because it's different for everybody. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Knowing me is important. You want me to know your favorite color and your birthday and, all this type of shit. But what do you know about me? My birthday's coming up. What do you think I want? You think I want a fucking tie and some new socks? You know what I'm saying? So knowing me is important too. Ladies, men, it isn't just about one of y'all. I'm doing all this shit for him. What is you doing for her? You doing all, you know, he doing all this shit for you. What are you doing for him? You know what I mean? It's got to be like a a competition. You know what I'm saying? Who can show they love the most? You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. It just ain't right. Let me tell you something, right? And this is a prime example. Zakia doesn't drink coffee like I do. And if you guys notice, I'm usually the one cooking. So I think one day she was like, you want me to make you breakfast? And I was like, that would be nice, since I'm the only one that I'm usually the one that cooks. And she was like, well, you never say or ask me to make breakfast. And I'm like, well, the guy should have to. And then I think we got onto the coffee thing, and it was like, and I said, well, you don't even make me coffee. And she was like, well, I don't drink coffee. And I looked at her and I'm like, yeah, but I do. You know what I'm saying? So it can't always be about you. You have to think about your other, like if she gets up early than me, which she does, and if she was a coffee drinker, well, then I would have her coffee, you know what I'm saying, ready, or bagel. Like I'll go out sometime and I'll just bring her a fucking bagel, everything bagel with cream cheese. You know what I'm saying? Just cause I might not even eat breakfast, but I'm thinking of her. So just think about your person. And just like you're thinking about your person should be thinking about you too. So, all right, y'all, I'm tired. Oh, my back hurt. I'm gonna go play with myself. Got some special oils. That's been the go-to, man. That's been the go-to. Story of my life. Okay, I'm done. Charlie, what's good, bro? I'm out, y'all. I'm about to lay it down. Masturbation is pretty normal. You guys don't freak out. I noticed that women can go a long ass time. Man, fuck that. I be eating hey, twice a week, baby. I ain't no everyday type of dude. Twice a week, I need some loving. Oral, something. I need, put your mouth on me. Let's keep it real. I need something. Twice a motherfucking week. Holla at your boy. Ooh, I saw something on Twitter, right? It was like, every time you get sex, put $10 once a month. See what I'm saying? See? Ooh, so prime example, once a month is okay for you. But what about your partner that wants twice a week? You see what I'm saying? So that's something to talk about, man. That's an issue. Like, females be mad when a dude step out, but he ain't getting his needs met. Shit. I hate once a month. I be mad as fuck. When I have an attitude, when she say, I be cleaning up with a fucking, and I have an attitude, goddamn right. I'm mad as fuck. I'm mumbling under my breath and shit. I ain't getting no ass. Hell yeah, I'm mad. So hell yeah. That's big. Same way you guys want things, ladies. You want certain things once a week or twice a week, or your coffee, your Starbucks and shit like that. You got needs. We got needs too. Twice a week, every day. Hey, it is what it is. Hey, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Hopefully, me and Zakia can start doing these together. I appreciate when she speaks, even if she speaks about me and, you know, says some shit she don't like. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Because she's her own person. What I always hear, I think it's the dumbest shit, is you guys say that we're one. No, you're not one. You're two individuals in one relationship. You still got your own mind, and she has her own mind, and you're trying to work it out together. That's what it is. Zakia is her own person, and I love her, and we're working through our shit. And I'm my own person, and you know, we try to just make it make it together and compromise and be happy doing it. So, peace out.